House is the House of Representatives of the people. Our cardinal fundamental role is to sniff out what concerns Ugandans and unflinchingly come to this house and debate those matters. In the whole of East Africa, not only in Uganda but in the neighboring Kenya, young people are raising their voices. They are speaking boldly and acting like so. The crisis why they are speaking is that they feel is that their issues don't feature on the agendas and on the order paper of houses of representatives. Therefore, for us to treat this matter and give it the weight it deserves and give it justice and create a tempo where voices can be heard, because democracy has no meaning if those who have an opportunity to speak don't speak the concerns of those that have the responsibility, have concerns to speak. My appeal to you, Right Honorable Speaker, is that this, what is going on, and Parliament sits in these extraordinary circumstances, surrounded by forces that ordinarily go to war. Therefore, it requires this House to find space and adequate time, whether it has who, for us to come here and debate the concerns of those people boldly. Otherwise, for us to cross over and laugh over them, one day they will overwhelm those members. They will overwhelm those forces and descend to our homes, to our places of work, and find us everywhere on the street and say, we no longer represent them. I want to appeal to you. And when I appeal to you, I think this is a special place for you. Because you and me, Right Honorable Speaker, come from that kind of activism. We've been there. We know what it takes. And we've been beaten together with you over the years. But we deserve to be heard. So I want to appeal to you to find adequate space and house this matter and find adequate time and we debate the...
Thank you. Now, Honorable, I told you one thing, and Honorable Chivumba, you heard me properly. I want to go around soliciting all these views. If people are saying they had a petition, they had a document, nothing I've seen. The moment it comes, we shall see a way of managing it, and we usually allow all these issues. But also in committees, you always go through all these issues. But Honorable colleagues, you're deviating me. I have an order, please. I have an order paper which I issued out. Matters of national importance. Honorable Bataringaya, Honorable Sesco, I'll give you time, don't mind. Honorable Bataringaya. Honorable colleagues, please. Please, honorable colleagues, I request you. Honorable, let me first guide. Please, let me first guide. Honorable colleagues, when a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated. When a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated. When a speaker is speaking, you have to be seated. Honorable colleagues, let me guide you. Please. Let me just give you, let me guide you, let me give you the simplest guidance. Number one, there are many people who want to speak in this house. So if I don't pick you, it does not tantamount to not giving members an opportunity to speak. Number two, honorable colleagues, standing in front here, you look me in the face with threatening eyes and warnings. Is not what is going to give me, to push me, to give you, in fact, you're corrupt because you're trying to corrupt me into giving you an opportunity to speak. You don't want me to follow my instinct and fairness. But number three, honorable colleagues, and I want to make Honorable Nsereko, Honorable Nsereko, I want to make this appeal to you. I want to make this appeal to you, honorable colleagues. Now, please. Haji, I request you, Haji, don't listen to them, Haji. Listen to your speaker, just be seated. No, please. Now, honorable colleagues, I just wanted to tell you this. Can I, honorable Oroni, please, just that if there is any MP wants to remain standing, let them remain standing. But I wanted to request you, please, honorable colleagues, stop exchanging with each other. Honorable Taringaya, raise your matter. Thank you, right honorable speaker. Honorable Taringaya, raise your matter. Thank you, right honorable speaker. I rise on a matter of national importance that concerns Katonga Bridge. Honorable take your seat. Honorable Speaker, Katonga Bridge is 80 kilometers on Kampala-Masaka Road. Wait. Yes, Katonga Bridge is on Masaka Road, 80 kilometers from Kampala. And it is Honorable Taringa, let me first guide members. Honorable colleagues, tomorrow the Business Committee of Parliament is sitting. And honorable colleagues, tomorrow the Business Committee of Parliament is sitting. And one of the issues we are considering on our business is the State of the Nation address, where you find that all these issues we are raising, the President touched them, and we are going to have a debate for 2 days regarding these issues. It's a very good platform, other than coming in piecemeal under procedure. Because even procedure, we are limited under procedure. So I would request, honorable colleagues, you will have all the time to debate these issues very, very soon. And all of them are going to come up. So I don't think it's helpful for us to start exchanging with one another. Number two, honorable colleagues, what I wanted to tell you. Honorable colleagues, please listen. Honorable Mwezo, please, colleagues, you know, there is something which I sit down in my chair, I go in my bed, and it pains me. And what pains me is how colleagues have gone for each other. And this brings me, and no, Arion is my brother. And this brings me to a point of worry. A point of worry. on us, honorable colleagues, and how we have gone for each other at such a critical time. And it brings me to an African saying that when brothers fight to death, strangers inherit their wealth. You are fighting each other to death. Others are going to inherit your presence here. And this does not mean that we shouldn't check each other. But it surprises me the level of mistrust that has gone on between colleagues. I've remembered I have been going to constituencies of opposition colleagues. I'm NRF, when I was NRF. But I ensure that I don't even talk about a colleague. I can talk about my party, but I don't talk about a colleague, because when it comes to issues of colleagues here, we are all endangered species. In all this we are doing, if the thinking is that some are going to come out clean and others dirty, I can tell you we are all in trouble. If we are to sink, we shall sink together. So, the State of the Nation address, and I've made a ruling on this, I don't want to proceed with it. The State of the Nation address, which we are going to give priority very soon, is covering all issues which we are talking about. Honorable colleagues, I request you that we reduce on the temperature in the House, and we first focus on this. We constitute the leadership of committees. Tomorrow we finish our business committee meeting, and we bring State of the Nation address, and we debate in full all these issues. I request you, and
when she cited the Constitution of the Republic of Uganda and read for us the attendant laws, I was really pleased and very happy. I now invite your attention, Mr. Speaker, sir, to the national objectives and direct principle of state policy. And specifically, I want to go to principle number 26, accountability. They are short, I would like to read them. The first one says, all public offices shall be held in trust for the people. The second says, all persons placed in positions of leadership and responsibility shall in their work be answerable to the people. The third one says, all lawful measures shall be taken to expose, combat, eradicate corruption and abuse and misuse of power by those holding political and other public offices. This is the command of the Constitution that you, Mr. Speaker, you swore by in the oath for the office of the Speaker. All of us here, members of Parliament, we swore by it. So I rarely thank the President, but I must thank him because recently, despite being the first citizen, he was driving around and people questioned him to provide answers by virtue of holding the office as a leader, as a political leader. Although his response was not satisfactory to me. When he said, in Kalerwe, you don't have power because you voted for Noop. But at least he answered. At least he answered. That shows that if the president can humble himself and answer and be accountable, why are other political holders of offices in this country so adamant to the level that even the constitutional right of a member of parliament to express themselves, an attempt is made to curtail that? We had to fight. As a member of parliament, we have to fight and struggle to be heard on this floor of parliament. Mr. Speaker, my guidance, the guidance I'm seeking from you is that as political leaders of parliament, the Right Honourable Speaker of Parliament, the Deputy Speaker of Parliament, the 4 commissioners of parliament, first, before we go outside, there are questions that have been asked by virtue of the political offices that we hold. Ugandans want those answers. That is why people were marching to come and get the answers from parliament, because we, the representatives, cannot give them the answers they want. We are being accused as parliament that we are corrupt. I'm an MP, I am not corrupt. In fact, I don't know Luganda, but this one hurt me a lot. When I was moving around and I saw people pointing at me, calling me Owechitiwa, I thought it was something nice. Later I was told it means you're a thief. I am not. I'm not.
Order, honorable colleagues, let's listen to Honorable Jonathan. So, let's listen to HT Honorable Jonathan.
So, Mr. Speaker, I'm just concluding. I'll give information to you later. Let me conclude on this serious matter. All I am requesting,
Honorable Jonathan, you're protected.
all I am requesting is that as people who are holding offices in trust of the people, can we take an initiative to explain to the people of Uganda the questions they ask of us even before they take the drastic step of coming to the streets? Because the situation that happened today, most of you, the inconvenience that I had to pass through as a member of parliament to come to do my constitutional duty in office was too much. And we were being harassed. Even some of us who left our IDs, the parliament IDs, it took time for us to be verified to come here. I don't want to go through that every day when I come to work here. So I ask you, Mr. Speaker, that when you retreat to your chambers, think through, and all the leaders, and provide answers. If you have been accused of A, please try to provide an answer. We don't want Ugandans to come. They are already saying if they cannot access us here in this parliament, they will go to our homes. I cannot take that for granted. Me, I don't have a police officer. I don't have security. Many of you have security, combat what I don't have. I move as I am here. And my home, nobody has visited. I don't want to be accused of being part of the loot, part of the corruption. Each and every person accused should answer in line with the provision of this constitution. And if it may please you, Mr. Speaker, lastly, we have been struggling to bring business on the order paper of this parliament to discuss this matter. To the extent that colleagues are moving, running away, and yet you can use your discretion as a responsive leader and say, I have seen you struggle. Why must you raise signatures to come and discuss issues of corruption? Why must people be raising signatures? You can respond and say, as a leader of this house, I have decided that this matter is so urgent that we can allow it to be discussed so that we don't go. I beg to submit, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you, Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues. I would like to thank you for the opportunity. Right Honorable Speaker and Honorable colleagues, I would like to add something to what Honorable Dura's echoed. He has addressed the issue of governance. But we must address the real issue. The real issue that young people are grappling with is unemployment. For me, I'll speak for what my constituents are talking about. Our population is between 25 million people. We have 25 million people between the age of 17 and 64. And whenever you go back home, honorable colleagues, you will attest that nearly 30% of your constituents are presenting you with CVs and asking you to help them find jobs. Parents are grappling with the issue of looking at their children after graduating and being skilled and looking at them with the pain of having no access to opportunity. We can talk about change of leaders, we can talk about change of policies, but for as long as we do not address the issue of access to opportunity, then we shall not have addressed the real issue. Secondly, Right Honourable Speaker, when the traders closed as a result of the taxation, people laughed it off. The continuing pain of people losing their capital due to high taxation, due to high interest rates, due to lack of access to capital and factors of production, narrowing the gap for growth is just a recipe for poverty, and as a result, we shall have increased crime. As a result of increased crime, we shall breed repeated demonstrations day in, day out. Right Honourable Speaker, finally, the gap between the rich and the poor continues to grow. And for as long as it continues to grow, there is relevant discontent. Today we can lock up all the corrupt because if they are arraigned in the courts of law and proven that they are guilty, rightly so, the course of the law must take its course. We as Parliament can do something because we've produced reports. The report of trade and tourism produced something, and here it's the basis that government has used to apprehend some of the people. So someone cannot say that Parliament has completely done nothing. Maybe probably they are demanding for more, for much more accountability, and rightly so. The Honourable Du clearly said that people, after failing to access us here, they want to access us at our own homes. I support that. The member of Parliament you elected must be accountable to you. Go to his home and ask him, why is it that this is the one being taxed? Rather than finding us in a group and say that whatever you're debating it collectively and accepting it collectively. Probably we say no to certain things, but we are not good enough to persuade some of you to agree with us. Therefore, if your constituent is discontented with what we are debating, I support them to come to your home and ask you as their member of Parliament as to why they are unemployed, as to why they are highly taxed, as to why they are evicted and you have nothing to say, rather than coming to burn down an institution that they seek to occupy. In any case, Right Honourable Speaker, there is a cycle of election. If someone is discontented today, my best advice to our young colleagues, 16 months are not far away. If your member of Parliament has not performed, pick the nomination forms and contest against them and come and do better here. You can change what you want to change when you sit here. But for as long as you shun politics and leadership, you will never ask for accountability and get it. If you want to get it, take part. To our young children, we might have disappointed you here and there, but you have an opportunity to also contest, and you come to this platform and you debate your own way out. Thank you.
Now, honorable colleagues in Uganda as a kingdom. And it's very, very important to correct the record so that they don't meet Owestiwa from Buganda and they run after him because Honorable Duru's, the translation you got might be different. So if it pleases you, let me allow the chairman of Uganda caucus. We have here.
Right Honourable Speaker.
Owestiwa Chivumbi.
Right Honourable Speaker. Actually, I am an honourable member. I'm not Owechitiibwa. Owechitiibwa in Uganda is a member of the Buganda Lukiiko, and is so treasured within our cultural setting. I may understand Odul not being from here to have insinuated. So to insinuate, even on the street, that Owechitiibwa equals to a thief is there to undermine that title. After the Katikiro, all ministers of the Kabaka are titled Owechitiibwa. All members of Lukiiko are called Owechitiibwa. Therefore, Honorable Speaker, may I move that you expunge the submission of Mr. Odul where it refers to Owechitiibwa as a thief. If he doesn't personally, withdraw it.
Yes, that's what I wanted to go for, that the Jonathan Odul, I know, once he gets such a clarification, he can easily clarify the record and the answer will recapture it very well.
Mr. Speaker, I thank you so much. I started by putting it clearly, and I'm really sorry because I don't speak Luganda. I only felt what people relate to me. Having now understood that the title Owechitiibwa is a preserve for honorable, distinguished servants who serve the Kabaka of Buganda, and not people who sit in this parliament.
No, but what if, Honorable Jonathan, a person was giving you a very good title because you're doing well your work? Your Owechitiibwa. The one who translated gave you a wrong.
Yeah, and that's what I'm coming to. Yeah. And having now been well educated by the chairman of Buganda caucus in parliament, that this title is a preserve. First, I condemn anyone who will continue to translate to me that title in the wrong way. And starting today, going forward now, I withdraw and will only use it whenever I meet a distinguished member of the Kabaka's government. I withdraw.
And whenever you're called away,